Aside from the perceived connection between terrorism and Islam, one of the most common areas of misconception has to do with the role of women.
In the Western society, they think in Islam women is something less than men, but it's so not like that.
Also, Islam emphasized social justice and women's rights. For women are the life partners of men. In the Quran, there is a great chapter entitled The Women, and the Prophet of Islam used to always advise his followers to treat women kindly.
Actually, Islam was the first religion to give women the rights that the women just got in the last 50 years, in history, after fighting for their rights. Islam gave women rights from the very beginning.
Always when people learn I'm a Muslim, and especially when they learn I'm not married, they always, no matter, Westerners everywhere, they always say, oh, well, within a few years when you're married, you'll be wearing hijab and you'll walk behind your husband. And they all say it jokingly, of course.
My answer to anyone with this criticism is that they should go and have dinner with a Muslim family, or perhaps even if they're uncomfortable doing that, then read a book about the Prophet and his wives.
I mean, in Islam, there is a difference between a man and a woman, and I think we in the West are silly to deny that.
I used to have to fight for my rights, because in Western societies somehow you don't have them, But then in Islam, I don't have the need to fight, because they are there, It's just there, just take them.
Of course, you get some, women who don't know their rights from the Quran and everything. They might get overshadowed by their husbands sometimes.
But as far as my own experience, whatever my wife says goes. So that's, as long as everything's within the law, then whatever she says goes. Inside the house, she's there, I'm not. I have to work all the time. So she sets rules for the house, I follow them. Outside of the house, then it's my job to protect her. So this is the way we have balance in our home.
I never encountered women who are blatantly unhappy with their husbands because of Islam. I mean, you have bad marriages through all the world and through all religions. As you probably know, there are a lot of things culturally defined which gives the man more power, or however you'd like to call it. But I think if these women would be able to go back to their sources, they'd find out they have a lot of rights.
Women are not, as some might say, half of the society. Rather, in my opinion, and according to my understanding of Islam, they are the whole society. They raise half of the society, which is man, and they are, as women, the other half of society.
It's a really good start, like you see here at Abi Nur, Islamic women trying to develop themselves, learn about the language of their religion, learn about the history of their religion. So if they could make themselves and each other aware of the power they have, I think that would be a big step forward.
From the teachings of the Grand Mufti, always that knowledge starts from within your heart. The true knowledge will come when you start by opening your heart. Knowledge starts by realizing who you are and who is your Lord and what's the connection between you and Almighty, because that is going to produce respect to the society around you, to the family, is going to produce respect to the environment, how to be a true human being living on the surface of the earth.
There is a great deal in the Quran and in the traditions of the Prophet about taking care of the environment. 14 centuries ago, the Prophet of Islam called the planet Earth our mother. He said, "Take care of the earth, for she is your mother, and whoever does anything good or bad upon it, she will tell about it." Unfortunately, we find our brothers in the West are more conscious of this issue than we are in our countries, because we have abandoned the great teaching of Islam, which calls on us to preserve the environment And many of us settled for practicing rites and rituals without even reaping the benefits.